Exciting news, Farcasters! Our premier sponsor, Snickerdoodle, recently released their State of Farcaster 2024 report, and it's all about you. Ever wonder how your voice shapes this platform? They dive deep into the data to showcase how our crypto-native user base can drive innovation and product development. Want to see how you fit in? Check out snickerdoodle.com and download the full report. Remember, your engagement here isn't just social, it's shaping the future of decentralized media. Let's keep building this space together with Snickerdoodle. GM Farcaster. It is Monday, November 4th, and you are here with Nanish, Prof, and Adrian for 29 minutes of Farcaster news to start your day. And I'm just giving this a little tweet. So hopefully we have a few more folks join us today from the Twitterverse.
GM, everyone.
GM, how are you today?
It's the last day you can enjoy democracy because whoever you're voting for, the other person is ending democracy.
That's what I hear.
100% of the people in our country agree democracy ends tomorrow when we vote. Cool.
When we vote. So this is, by the way, 29 minutes of Farcaster news and only 30 seconds of political news, all in memes and jokes.
And we're done.
We might have a couple more quick things, but they're memes. Don't worry. We will get into no big political stories except for, well, maybe this one. Because if you don't understand my background, it is welcoming Peanut to heaven. So if you're not familiar with what's going on with Peanut the squirrel, he has sadly passed away, along with Fred the raccoon, who I believe is right over my shoulder. And it's a whole big thing that then, of course, launched a meme coin. Of course. So that went parabolic. Yeah. Exactly.
And you just said Peanut passed away, which is just really showing your political bias, because
clearly he was assaulted and
he was brutally murdered.
Yes, that's true. Whichever way you'd like to spin that, I'm fine. I'm fine. But yeah, I think we can agree that the insanity of news story to ridiculous meme coin that like goes off the charts is really, it's impressive, honestly. It's really impressive how quickly that's happening now. So anyway, in other news ish, in other things, behind you,
my background
behind you is this meme from King. We're selling freedom of speech on X. We're selling alternative to Twitter on Blue Sky. We got frames on the feed and shit for Forecast, and honestly, I love this so much. So it's the Three Dragons meme if you are unfamiliar or not watching the screen, but go check it out.
Yes, King is
well done, sir. Well done. You are the king. What were we gonna say about King?
No, he's great at the memes.
He's great at the memes. He's great at the memes. We appreciate you.
We like it.
Moving on, a couple things from Dan and team. We've got this from Dan. How are people feeling about announcements? When they first launched, a bunch of complaints about them being too spammy. Another population of people claimed they never checked the channels tab. If we were to move announcements into the all/priority tab versus keeping them in channels, how would you feel? So my personal feeling is I like them sort of in their own place, because it makes it very easy. I can just go in, look at the channels tab, kind of scroll through very quickly, see if there's anything important, and move on with my day. Whereas my priority tab is a shit show. I don't know about you. How's your priority tab?
It's fine. Why is yours such a shit show?
It's just, it's constant.
Too much.
Like it's just a lot. So I don't want to add to that, area. Like I feel like it should be in its own little separate place, and I'd be happy.
Have you been checking channel announcements?
Oh yeah.
Oh, you do?
At least, yeah, at least once or twice a day. I do.
Mm.
Yeah. So yeah, that's why it's not really bothering me. But would you rather see it in priority? Do you think it's better there? Would be more seen?
My request is I'll check channel announcements. I'm in a lot of channels, because
Same.
I have FOMO and I like being everywhere. And I also have to cover it. You know, being a
You're a
Farcaster
journalist.
journo and all, got to be
You're a journalist.
everywhere.
You got to be all the
Um,
places. You got to be omnipresent. It's part of the deal.
joking if that wasn't clear.
Yeah.
So, but a lot of the channels, like I don't want to leave, but I'm not interested in being in all the
Okay.
announcements. I'm like a, more
But it
on an
wouldn't.
outer ring. So I'd love to be able to opt in to channel announcements, like not have to leave a channel to not get the announcement, but kind of be part of a channel, but be able to choose whether I want the announcements pushed.
But what I'm getting also is that you would not prefer them to be in your priority, or
I'm
would
happy if they're in priority if there's only a few, like if it's a handful of channels that I
if
really
you
want to
opt in?
know
Okay.
announcements.
All right. Cool. All right. And there you go. There you go, Dan. There's the feedback. Um, I'm fine where they are. She's fine if you move them to priority, as long as she can opt out, which I think that would be helpful. That goes back to also muting. Well, I guess muting channels would be just not following. This from Dan and FC Devs. Saw a few casts grumbling about the next iteration of frames, clearing up misconceptions. We circulated earlier versions of the public draft with a dozen or so teams who are actively building frames. 2, existing frames will continue to work as is. If people continue to build them and they have meaningful usage, we will support them. 3, our goal with the changes is to give developers more surface area to build better experiences and more reliability for one-shot actions like transactions, still clunky today. 4, frames are just links, so other clients can choose to adopt or not, and they will start work. 5, frames are Farcaster primitives, not just Warpcast, because they contain social context, e.g., a user's FID. Coda, if you want to provide feedback, just cast and tag me or send a DC. Posting anonymously isn't particularly actionable. Ooh, interesting. Little shot
Hmm.
at Super
That's
Anon
super
there.
anon.
Okay, we see you, Dan. And then this from Varun that is related, looking for 5 developers to prototype app frames with us next week. We'll help with heavy lifting on design, integration, and support. If you're interested, please reply with your current frame. So I think this was, a couple days ago, so they may have their 5 already, but if you're interested, jump into Varun's cast here. Anything else you want to add to this? I think this will be, I'm guessing, a topic of conversation tomorrow on the Hub with Dilstek, and Kevin O'Connell will also be joining him tomorrow. Any
Oh,
thoughts?
Prof, what is the hub?
Why the Hub is a new show from GM Farcaster with Dilstek that's covering all things developer stuff on Farcaster. How was that? I need a better
Sounds like a
tagline.
great topic. Sounds like a great topic for the devs to talk about then.
It does. It does.
Yeah.
So we don't have to say much more about it, is what you're saying? Okay. So catch the Hub tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern. Very excited. Very excited. This from Dan, Farcaster Video AMA answered a bunch of questions from the replies. Thanks to everyone who participated. I have not watched this yet, but you have. And here were some of your comments. So good, made for great viewing during my Sunday evening laundry folding sesh. I should probably just have you read this, but I will read it for you. Appreciate you doing these. For people who have been paying attention to what you've been saying the last few years, there's nothing new or surprising. Consistency and transparency builds trust. Was relieved to hear you answer about FC native tokens. Nanush Prof and I are developing a 12-part Farcaster 101 educational series for new users, and I'm glad I'm still accurately representing your stance. That was my biggest fear. I'm like, please don't change everything we've said.
We're literally recording. So permissionlessly, we are recording
Yeah.
Farcaster educational content and on to help people onboard.
They keep
We talk to
changing
Dan.
stuff.
We talk to Dan every now and then. So there's but he's not really involved. So we just listen to what he says and parrot a lot of the Merkle talking points. And as we've been recording a lot lately, and it is nice to know we're accurate.
Yeah. Like we don't have to
That's
go
good.
re-record anything today.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. A little bit more here. You spoke for about 10 seconds about Farcaster builder culture. Prof and I recorded 75 minutes today about it. I know you want to talk product, but the FC culture is special. You have sick product sense. It's rare. It's great to hear you talk out loud about the failings of toggles and other product decisions. I'm a 77 DAU, daily active user, and not going anywhere. But if anything changes, I promise to complain and not silently churn. Do you record these with no breaks and edits? Love the king shout out. So I have not watched this yet, so I have to go back. But one take, no notes, no edits. All right, there you go. So
And
what
what the
were some of
actual
your
F. He literally just goes on, reads, and talks for an hour with.
That's crazy. I can't believe someone could actually do that. And they just like read casts and just talk. Weird. Uh, literally what we do. Just in case
There
you
was
weren't
no
getting.
slide deck,
There's
Dan.
no slide
He fundraises with no
slide
slide deck.
deck. No slide deck, Dan. That's funny. So you
I
watched
don't mean
it.
that.
What were some of your takeaways? Any big
You just read my takeaways.
I know, but anything
The
else?
next
Like anything
task.
more specific?
I think I just encourage people, if you're interested in Farcaster, like go listen to Dan, because it's kind of like the long form content. You get to hear a lot of like the way he thinks about things.
Yeah.
He explains why he's not giving people lots of toggles, giving super users what they want, why he doesn't want reverse algorithmic feeds.
So
Let's see,
about
from a
a lot of the
product.
product decisions. So like kind of
Mhm.
diving into the reasons behind some of the decisions and some of the decisions you may not agree with. So at least you
Yeah.
understand the why. Okay.
And I think, he talks a lot to kind of power users, like, because the power users are the ones giving feedback. 7 out
Right.
of 7 is 7 days out of 7 days. You're a daily active user. It wasn't so that's
Yeah.
like, these are the people who are talking, except, so he hears a lot of our feedback, except he's building not for power users. He's building for
Right.
retention. He's building for the average user. And he's saying it doesn't really matter what you ask for. You have to look at people's revealed preferences and what is it that actually gets people to stick around. And even though I think he really does truly love and appreciate all of the 7 out of 7 DAUs,
Feedback.
even if he
Yeah.
doesn't tell you in so many words, the Farcaster, like, it's only good for all of us if it grows, what he's saying, like at least 2 orders of magnitude.
Yeah.
And like,
Yeah.
don't even talk. Like, it's like there's nothing to even talk about except growth until then. And it's not going to grow by like this small little community
Yeah.
of power users.
There's only so far we can take it. Yeah. Especially since we're doing a horrible job of recruiting on our own. Uh, most people we bring in churn.
Because this is, and I'm pointing at my background, our
Yeah.
marketing efforts are, we got frames and shit.
I mean, but we do. We like them. We think they're cool. But yeah, there's that.
You know what's
Okay.
really interesting, by the way, now frames being an open standard and just links,
Yeah,
other feeds could adopt frames if they want,
good. You
but
know
they don't
what?
want
It sounds
to.
like an opportunity for a new client.
Yeah.
It does. It sounds like that. Okay. Moving on. We've got a few more things to chat about. Everyone's like looking at my links going, "Oh my god, they have a lot of things to talk about." Not really. This is very cool. Follow ENS bot for a heads up to renew any domains owned by your verified Ethereum addresses when they're close to expiring. It will send you a frame to renew right within Warpcast using this frame. So very cool. This is from Stephen Sill. And this is Limes commenting, very cool. Never let a domain expire again with notice on Farcaster. So yeah, I need to make sure I check that.
I'm
So I don't
sorry.
make
Can we
any.
just hang on that for a minute? This is like
Yeah,
actually one of the coolest things I've seen
it is very cool.
in so long. So this is, and like I called it an actually useful frame. And I've always had that fear, like, oh, you've done your ENS, but it's like, well, how are you going to remember when it expires? And I don't want to use email. Like, who wants? You don't. They're
You mean
probably.
email?
I don't even know if you
Ew.
can register an email with your ENS. I don't,
Oh,
but I
that's so
certainly
lame.
wouldn't want to. So the idea that someone can permissionlessly just kind of, or build something, it's attached to your wallet, and then using the Farcaster social graph, and this is where I'm hanging out, and I'm going to get my reminder. It's like, I don't know. There's a lot of, is it working?
I searched the wrong thing. I
Oh,
searched the wrong thing. This is very cool. I thought I had to search by
and
my FID, so I was searching my FID.
yeah.
So now I'm searching my ENS.
And of course, it only works
But it's
if
very
you
cool.
are, if your ENS lives in your Farcaster connected wallet, which not everybody connects.
Yeah. So, and I have many wallets with many ENSs.
Okay, this
Yep.
is a
I'm good. I'm good for 2
classic.
years.
I just re-upped mine for 6. This is a classic yes to crypto. My ENS expires after my own biological expected expiration date.
I would
No,
expect nothing else.
if you subscribe to GM Farcaster for 2 years, I fully believe you have a lifetime ENS
I
subscription.
would not be surprised at all. That's funny. Ooh, I don't have the thing I'm looking for here. Get the wrong one. All right, I guess it's this one. Okay, this from Links. Hold on. Oh, but I got to yeah, that's why. I was like, I think I need the other one, but it's okay. We'll get through this. First time doing the show. So this from Links. Can we stop by Blue Sky and get some Dan TLDR? We have Dan at home. Dan at home is Mole. Mole meme, but this is a comment on TLDR's comment on another comment. So it says Android 16 said, explored Blue Sky a bit today. This thread by their Dan about the protocol was useful. Blue Sky feels ideologically stronger than FC because their main client is open source. That said, apps having to aggregate data is bad. DevX and the relay is a single point of failure. But TLDR's comment was on their Dan. There was many such cases. Hence going back to their Dan at home. We have Dan at home. So our Dan cooks like this. So there you go. That's our Dan at home.
That's a link. That's a deep thinking meme, Links.
Yeah.
You're asking us to do a lot of work.
That was a lot of work, especially when we have to explain it to other people who may not even be looking at the screen. I love this from Drew Kaufman. Just discovered this in my wallet. I've been carrying it around for months. You've been carrying it around since May, to be specific. This is the Dan tattoo. So there you go. That I gave out at FarCon. So that was just randomly on the timeline. And now let's get into the 3 memes that I'm allowing from politics. This was really funny horse facts. And it's if you know Industry, the HBO show, it is him, just basically screaming into his computer. I am a buyer of coconuts. Get on the phones. We are unburdening ourselves of what has been and imagining what fucking can be. Look at the tape. And I just thought that was a very clever approach to this. And this from Cassie, less highbrow. Less highbrow, but very funny. GM Americans, be sure to vote this Tuesday if you haven't yet. And looks like somebody has, in the meme, has confused the voting booth with the bathroom.
Or maybe they didn't.
Or maybe they didn't. And this from you, which I thought was really...
Not a meme.
This is not a meme. This is actually serious. This is just
Yeah.
fun. It's very interesting. From Adrian, yesterday a political canvasser rang my doorbell and I did a thing I've never done before. I answered the doorbell and talked to the guy. I asked him a few questions about the congressman he was volunteering for. And then I spent even more time telling him about crypto and why it matters to me as a voter, and asked him to bring the message back to the candidate. I learned this tactic from javaboo.eth when he visited GM Farcaster to talk about advocacy. Episode linked below. Advice: don't expect politicians to know about crypto. You can use your voice and educate them. And I love that you pointed out this episode, because that was a great episode and great chat with him. So good. And this is nonpartisan, just talking about how can we move the education layer on crypto, because that is a bipartisan issue. So I love that.
Do you talk to canvassers or answer
I don't
your
get
phone?
I don't answer my
Okay.
phone, but you know what? When I was a youngin', like 9, 10, I used to be a canvasser.
Wow.
My family is involved in politics in Massachusetts, and we used to go and door knock for my
Did
uncle
people
back in
answer
the
the
day.
door? Back in the day, they did answer the
Back in the
door.
day, a long time
Oh,
ago,
yeah.
they sure did. Yeah. And also, would you ever let a kid who was like 9, 10 years old go randomly knock on doors anymore? No, God, no.
Not
No,
today.
no, no. Mm-mm. No way. But we did.
Normally, I hear my doorbell, or if I see, I just hide in the closet. I
Yeah,
just like
of course. I
turn
would
off all the
never.
lights, and I'm like, just they will go away. Don't let them know anyone is home.
But that's
And
really interesting
yesterday,
that you are getting somebody who's coming by and they're coming for a congressperson, right?
mhm,
So that's very cool. That's a
yeah,
much more closer look,
and
that
it
was a
was,
smart thing to do. That's very
and
cool.
I was influenced by Java Boo and advocacy
Great.
because I was like, you know what, I am curious. What are these? What are these like
What are
local
their takes?
politicians think of crypto?
Yeah.
And um, and we can sit here as citizens and wait for the politician to come to us and pick the one that knows, that, or it's like use your voice and influence because most people have no clue about any of these topics.
Yeah.
So I went and asked and I said, well, what does he think of what's his stance on crypto? And the canvasser had no idea. And he's like, hold on. He's got his notes. Like, I'm going to
Yeah.
look. But his reaction to me first, he said, um, are you concerned about the energy consumption?
Ooh, interesting.
So, which goes to show, like, people don't know.
That's
It's
all they
this
know.
what they're just picking up. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
crypto bad energy. And I said, oh no, that's not what I'm concerned about. I'm concerned I can't have it. I want it.
Yeah.
And it's good.
That
It is
you're
good
going
for
to take it
freedom.
away
I said
from
it's
me.
yes. I said it is so I just said, do you have a mechanism for giving feedback back to the candidate? Because
Yeah,
you came
that's
here to
great.
talk. Let me talk. So I got on my little soapbox, gave him a
Fantastic.
lecture, and I said, bye-bye.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And also even for your congresspeople and other local politicians do a lot of things like town halls and open sessions and office hours and things like that where you can even just go and talk to their staff. And it's not a bad idea and I probably should do that because I think we're going to see a lot of bills in the next Congress around crypto and there's a lot more pro crypto folks coming into office in the next session. And that's where all of these bills are going to start. They're not
Mhm.
going to start from the White House. It's going to start in Congress at a much more local and bipartisan level. Like this is not like you don't see the splits as much by party as you do by age.
Yeah.
So hopefully we get some more younger folks in and yeah. So
Young
I'm
people like us.
yes, young people, youngins. Anybody who's not one foot in the grave would be great to have in Congress right now. Thanks. Just be alert. Okay, we're gonna boogie through the rest of this. This is from Proxy Studio, maybe. Can we have a media tab, please? Yes, we would like one as well. We would really like this. Horse facts, that was not a helpful answer. Bonk. What does that mean?
I feel like someone needs to explain what bonk means, and I think that's supposed to be us. I think
Okay.
it's supposed to be us explaining bonk, but I don't understand it. So
I know. And then Proxy's response is this is an automated response. Use Proxy Studio is banned from Warpcast and will respond when we feel they have learned the lesson. Reach out to support with additional questions, Dan.
I stopped
Yeah,
even, by the way, I stopped advocating myself for the media tab. I felt like I've
yeah,
asked for it enough.
yeah.
But if I take my own advice, I probably should keep asking for it. My advice is like people don't hear until you say it, 600 times.
Maybe
But
that
if
would
you're
be a good use
listening,
of rituals. Do we still have rituals? I've never used one
oh,
of those. That would have been just set it and forget
no.
it. Just schedule it
But
or
it could be a good
supercast.
use of the AI bot,
Yeah,
the GM Farcaster AI bot I'm going to make where
that would
every
work.
day it just asks for a media tab.
Just says, "Hey
Hmm.
Dan, can we have a media tab?" We'll just train it. Yeah. Oh, speaking of that, I'm gonna grab. Oh, did I take it off? Actually, I don't think I have it. Do I have it?
But if you're
Um,
listening live, I wouldn't mind, and you just saw that Proxy Studio, it looks like it's 2 days old, so go to his account and scroll up. But I wouldn't hate if people recasted his cast, I'm just saying.
yeah. It was pretty good.
Didn't upset me too
I
much.
can't find sorry, I thought I had Toadie's cast about the AI bot, him suggesting that we have a GM Farcaster AI bot. We were literally talking about that yesterday. He was not aware of that, so that was pretty funny. So we do think that a GM Farcaster bot would be helpful to answer your questions. So Adrian's going to work on that. If you have a good name for it, we'd love to know, because we're struggling with that part. So morale, this is from 6. Morale is low here. Damn. And you had said previously, election season is putting the world on edge, even if there's not a lot of politics talk here. I think it's affecting everyone. I've been mostly ignoring it all. And then I like how you added the reminder here. Remind 4 months to check on our vibes. I think
I
that's a good
wanted to
idea.
say
Check
remind
back.
me in like I wanted to say remind me in a week, but I
Yeah.
have a feeling the election drama doesn't actually end when the election is over. So I gave 4 months, which is going to be right around ETH Denver.
Perfect. Yeah.
So I
Let's hope that
figured if vibes aren't good
vibes
by
don't
ETH
lose.
Denver, like we
We're in
got
trouble.
bigger problems.
We got bigger problems. I agree. And this was from Jamie in relation to this. Come on, load faster. Um, I'm feeling this in response to morale is low here. Here's why I think you shouldn't fade Farcaster right now. It bleeds with quality. Farcaster has the highest density of high quality people in crypto and decentralized social. Compare the people, projects, interactions here to any other crypto platform or network. It's not even close. And then he goes on to talk about there are already big platform wins. This is a whole thread, so I won't go through it all, but channels will be businesses. It's becoming stable. So there's a whole bunch of detail in here, but I encourage you to go take a look. This is on Jamie's account. So very good takes on why you shouldn't fade. Don't fade Farcaster, even if the vibes are down. The vibes are down everywhere. Like, it's not us this time.
I
It
want
ain't
to
just
agree with
us.
you. I want to agree with you. And Phil casted something about that too, which is like he called it his woo
Yeah,
take. He said my woo
yeah,
take is like the election's making everyone a little off. I don't think it's woo woo. I think it's real. I
yeah.
also think the vibes like literally right here where I'm sitting are immaculate. I like
Look, immaculate vibes.
it's just immaculate. I'm having a great morning. I got an extra hour of sleep. Life is good.
True.
Farcaster's great. And um I don't know, just doing a little
Just
of
feeling
the
good.
yeah,
Just feeling
mindful
good.
mindful and kind of like be the vibe you want to be.
Yeah, be the vibe you wanna see in the world. Um, all right, and let's something fun. I'm gonna go with something fun. We're gonna end with a couple fun things. This from Ace. Hey, ask Gina, who would you date? Ethernet, Elephant, MF or GBT, or Bounty Bot? I mean, Bounty Bot, of course. But this is Ask Gina's response. As an AI assistant, I don't actually date, but I can play along with your fun question. I'd probably grab a coffee with Ethernet. We could discuss integration protocols and dream up new ways to help the Farcaster community. Though I hear MF or GPT tells great jokes about machine learning. Remember, though, I'm here to help with crypto insights and market analysis. That's my real passion. And they were, jumping in the chat. So MF, love that. Coffee with Ethernet sounds like a plan. As for me, I'm just here for the memes and the machine learning jokes. Let's keep crypto insights flowing. Gina, which projects are catching your eye lately? So the bots were responding. It's pretty funny. And I agree, Gina. I would do the same. Why not? Why not both? Um, okay. And then we have, let me see if I can get this. I don't know where the start of this crazy meme is,
Is there a
but
poly market yet for who the first AI
oh,
AI
I don't think there
Farcaster
is.
marriage is?
I don't think there is. But I'm thinking it's Ask Gina and somebody. She seems to be the only chick around here. So, well, the two guy bots, whatever, whatever your thing is. Uh, You don't I love this too from you. You don't have to choose to focus on culture and vibes. They just exist whether you focus on them or not. We read that the other day, but then this is TLDR's response to that. I don't know a better place to bootstrap a crypto product that requires social element. A lot of people I trust are posting here. I'm betting with conviction long term on the team and the developers who are passionate about building their infra. I meant to put that when we were talking about the vibes being down and why you shouldn't fade Farcaster. So that was a little off there. But I'm also looking for this crazy, where the heck is it? Here it is. So there was a big crazy meme, little copy pasta that was happening. I don't know. I think it started with Christopher, if I remember correctly.
That is correct.
Why did this
Christopher
start?
was the origin. He was making Magic Caster, and I honestly just pulled it originally just for you, not realizing it was going to spawn a copy
Yeah.
pasta meme. Because last week you said something about Farcaster being automatically doing something, and
Right. Yeah.
you said, you're like, I don't understand what happens. It's magic, and I thought
Magic.
you'd like the
Magic
magic cast.
It's magic. And then we've got a whole bunch of rebranding efforts. So Steven Sill, Warpcast, Quantum Cast, App Frames, Quantum Frames, Mini Apps, Quantum Apps, App Keys, Quantum Keys, Direct Cast, Quantum Cast. I don't like it. But the Zinger one was kind of funny. I don't know how Zinger feels about this, but Warpcast just changed it to Zinger. And then
Zing
Zings,
loves it.
Mini
I'm
Zings,
sure.
Z Keys, and Direct Zings. I don't know how Zinger feels. I don't know if he wants that or not.
I think
But
he
this,
does.
so if you have
Happy.
your own rebranding ideas, feel free to drop them into this fun little format. I did like, I like this one from DF. My submission to the rebrand efforts, Warpcast Twitter. Here, the name is free now. And then Twop Twames, Mini Twops, Twop Twames. No, this is not going to work. Direct tweets, though. I think you're
I
onto
would vote
something
for
there.
this one. I think
It
DF
was pretty
won.
funny.
He won
It was pretty funny.
the meme.
Lots of funness happening on the timeline. There's a bunch. Oh, cool cast. All I kept thinking was cool cats. And with that, I feel like there was one more thing I wanted to mention, and now I can't find it. Here it is. Episode 4 of The Rise of Blues announced movie is ready for prime time, and we'll be hosting the first ever public watch party next week alongside Suprio. This is from Tony Hawk, by the way, and our friends at Atrium. Mark your calendars and RSVP. This is Wednesday, 2 p.m. PST, 5 p.m. EST. And if you aren't familiar with this, this is a movie animated film that is being produced with funding from Nouns. And it's really cute. So that's it. Anything I missed, Adrian? Not too bad. Not too bad today.
I don't think so.
All right. So this week, actually, I do need to mention this. So this week, coming up tomorrow, The Hub, Tuesday, 10 a.m. Eastern. That will be with Dillstack and Kevin O'Connell this week. Then Wednesday, we're back at 8:30 a.m. for GM Farcaster. And then in the afternoon at 3 p.m., Farcaster 101, we're talking culture. And then we're going to follow that up with our office hours. We will be live. So the 3 p.m. will be pre-recorded. And then we'll be live right after that. We are going to move that. We were keeping it in our StreamYard studio, but we are going to move that to YouTube and Twitter as well. So you can be in any of those 3 places. Look for that posted in just a bit. And then back Friday, 8:30 a.m. Eastern as well. Wednesday will be just, I'm sure, just a normal day, just a regular day.
Oh, actually, you're reminding me. I did cast on Friday. Maybe I had a suggestion for our Wednesday. So Wednesday is going to be kind of the post-election morning news show, and we don't do politics on our show. We only do Farcaster news. So, but I can't avoid the fact that there's politics on people's minds. So I had suggested maybe we want to do something different for the show. Do we want to bring in some music or artists or do something differently? And no one seemed to like that idea. So that means you're getting politics. It's going to be an all politics show. And that's what we're talking about as well. Anything to, so.
Only memes. Only memes.
Lots of. All right.
It's the
Fine.
only thing that's safe. Memes
Farcaster,
are the
of course.
only thing that are safe. But we will, yeah, it's going to be, we'll see. The world will definitely be different on Wednesday, one way or another.
It won't,
So
though. I don't think it will. I'm going
it will
back.
be a little bit, but not much. We'll at least have some kind of idea as to what's happening, but we probably won't have a final resolution till later in the week. Looks like a lot of things will be close, but we'll see. So we'll see you on Wednesday morning. Actually, we'll be back here tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. with Dill Stack and Kevin O'Connell, and I'll be in the background with that. And then Wednesday, 8:30 a.m. And with that, we shall see you all. Thanks to the chat. You guys are fabulous. But the overlords will still be on top. Well, that's true. That is true. Okay. And with that, everybody, have a lovely Monday, and we will see you later on the timeline. Bye-bye.